Hi, welcome to Bent TV. This is the Film Whisperers, where two movie nerds talk all things film through a contemporary lens. I'm Matthew Wade.
And I'm Saj.
So, Saj, have you been to the movies quite a lot lately? I mean, I feel like I always am, but yeah.
Yeah, I have actually. How about you? You have?
Yes. I mean, it's like now that winter's over, I don't have as much of an excuse because I need to be getting out of the house more. But during winter, I feel like it's the perfect excuse because it's crap weather, so you just want to kind of stay inside, and what better place to stay inside than in a cinema?
I need my popcorn fix.
That's true. So what are we talking about today?
So today, I thought we'll talk about teen films, high school movies. I know, personally, I have this weird obsession with it. What about you?
Even though, like, we're both queer, it's something weird where, like, when you're growing up, like, teen movies really are, like, the blueprint for, like, the teen experience. Like, even if you don't necessarily relate to what's happening in them, all teenagers watch them.
100%.
That's like the only way they're reflected in any way on the screen. So,
So how about we start with, say, the good. Now, I know that, I don't know about you, but my list is
I know.
this long.
There's so many.
How about we start with, say, two films to
that we
begin
love?
with.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. God, like, I love so many. Like, some of the classics, like early noughties, like Bring It On, all that kind of stuff, like, I love. But I would say for a more recent example, in terms of representation, I really loved 8th Grade.
Nice.
Which is kind of like an indie release by Bo Burnham. Even though there were iconic teen movies in the 90s, 2000s, 80s, whatever, this is one of the first ones that I've seen that actually really felt real. Like, it didn't feel like caricatures of teenagers, even though there are obviously truths in all the teen movies of like what people experience. 8th Grade was just such a, like, I feel like it really hit the nail on the head in terms of like what today's young people are experiencing.
Would you really call that your favorite high school movie?
I didn't say it's my favorite of all time. I'm cherry picking it as one that I think is great. I don't think it's my favorite of all time, but
well, what is your favorite of all time?
That's hard. I don't know.
Okay, I've got mine.
Oh, you got your number one pick?
I do.
Okay.
It'll have to be Mean Girls.
Oh yeah, Mean Girls, of course.
So look, this is a movie that people quote, and there's definitely a following, a massive fan base for it. What I really like about it is the script, and I believe that Tina Fey did an amazing job in penning the script where she wanted to talk about mainly about issues in the girl world, or issues amongst women, and she decided to set it in high school because I believe that's where it starts. Yep. And she spoke about feminism before it was even cool.
That's true.
And she delivers, in my opinion, as Mrs. Norbury.
Yeah.
Such a powerful line in the film, where she says, "You got to stop calling each other sluts and whores because it only makes it okay for the boys to call you that." It's just at the time it was just really groundbreaking to hear language like that used in movies. So I was going to say that's going to be my all-time favorite, and the dynamics with the cafeteria, and that's how hierarchy in schools sometimes plays out. So.
Oh, definitely, and I think it struck such a perfect chord, which is really hard for teen movies to get, which is where, like, if you ask anyone of, I guess, certain generations, they'll be able to quote nearly the whole movie to you because it's just got so many amazing one-liners.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's not just that. Like, even though they've done all these hilarious lines, there is so much social commentary that's accurate and spot on. So
100%.
they struck such a good balance. I think, like, generally there's like one or two like defining teen movies of each decade, and to me, like, of the 2000s, I can't think of a single movie that trumped Mean Girls.
Yeah.
That's like the 2000s movie.
Yeah.
And for me, I know 8th Grade won't be like the 2010s one because it's low budget and it didn't like get a wide release or anything like that. But I just really appreciated it because it's about a young, awkward, 8th grader, which I think is around year 7 or 8 for us, so 13, 14.
Yeah.
Who's basically struggling to kind of find her identity and fit in, and so she creates like a YouTube channel to kind of like use. That's where her extroverted self comes out, and it's just like the way they show it. It's just shows all the pressures that young people are on, like how they present, like their social media presence, like all that kind of stuff. So to me, that was just like incredible. But yeah, Mean Girls obviously is a classic.
So have you thought of what your favorite one would be yet?
Mean Girls is probably up there. I honestly think if I was trying to think about it, that might be number one, just because like that was very much of my time. Like when Mean Girls came out, I think I was either about to start year 7 or I was in year 7, so the start of high school. So for me, it like literally coincided with my introduction to
Okay.
high school. So I was just like, yeah, I think that would be up there as well. But there's some other classics. There are heaps.
Well, speaking of classics, I think it's probably best that we also speak about. Some of lists consider this film to be one of the best high school movies of all time, The Breakfast Club.
Ah, yeah.
And it's definitely one of my favorite films as
It
well.
is really good.
And if you watch it in this day and age, does it still work? There is one scene in that, I'm not sure if you know about it, Molly Ringwald spoke about one of the characters engaging in misconduct with her character in the movie.
That's right.
But like if you remove that, the rest of the film just speaks about the stereotypes in high school. And released in 1985, there was not a high school movie that spoke in that same tone.
No way. But The Breakfast Club is the blueprint, like in my opinion. There have obviously been teen movies before that, but like Wet Hot American Summer and that kind of stuff. But I think that like The Breakfast Club is considered like the quintessential, like, because obviously they've got, is it like 5 kind of stock characters, like the gym guy and the princess and all that kind of stuff.
The nerd.
Any teen movie that's come after that can't say that it hasn't in some way been influenced by that, because like that was just, it was also a bit different in the way that like a lot of teen movies are kind of generally fun and bouncing, lots of stuff's happening, but really in The Breakfast Club, it's all about dialogue between these 5 characters in the one space, like the whole time, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah. What I loved about it is the way they speak about judging one another, which is quite easy to do, especially when you're a teenager. One of the last lines of the movie is, we all realize that, you know, we're all princesses and we're all nerds and we're all jocks, and yeah, it was just, something about it that was a really good message to send.
One quick thing which I was curious about, just to go on a tangent for a second, is like, do you think, because like for me, again, like with Mean Girls, like I said, I was starting high school, so it kind of resonated with me in that sense. And obviously teens watch teen movies because they want to see themselves on screen. But do you think that you can enjoy teen movies? Do you think you still find the same level of enjoyment watching a new teen film of when you're any age, or do you think it has a particular resonance when you're a teenager?
Good question. Okay, so I'm thinking right now, I'm in the midst of watching 13 Reasons Why,
Right.
and that's set in high school, and I still watch it. It's just it's just a film.
But do you think you would feel differently about it if you were still in high school when you're watching it?
Yes, maybe, because I think you can sort of relate to the characters a bit more. And you know, I remember, you know, for example, watching Dawson's Creek, you know, back in the day, and you know, we would say things to each other. It's like, oh, that's something Dawson would do. You wouldn't say that to each other as an adult, would you?
No,
so
true.
yeah, no. So yeah, maybe it's different watching it as an adult.
Yeah, like I said, I was just thinking, because like obviously I highlighted 8th grade, which I only watched like a year ago, but I still connected with it. But I feel like if I was in 8th grade or I was in high school, it would have like this really deeper level, like I would just connect to it a lot more.
Well, I remember reading this review when Mean Girls came out, and I was in high school when it came out, and the review said something along the lines of, the teenagers are watching it like it's a reality, it's like a movie that's depiction of reality. The parents are the ones that are laughing. And
that's a good point.
And I think we're now, I guess, in those parental shoes when we watch high school movies, because this is what happens in high school in this day and age.
But yeah, there have obviously been many, many amazing teen movies over the years.
Yes.
But that's all we have time for right now. So please join us again next time on Bent TV. You've been watching The Film Whisperers.